Hi, I'm William, and on this episode of Weekends with William, I'm going to show you how to get started with the Arduino. Now, you may be wondering, what is an Arduino? Well, it is this. It is a circuit board here that has a chip here as its brains here. This is its reset button here. It has a bunch of these pins that I can plug wires to and leads and everything. And so these are your digital pins here, along with one ground pin. And then you have some analog ports, and then you also have some power pins, and 6 of these are pulse width modulation. And that's what PWM stands for. And there's also an ISP here, and you program it through this port here, USB, and you can power it with a battery through this plug. And there are different kinds of Arduinos as well. So this is the Due Millenove, but as you can see on the back there is a picture of Italy here, and that's because it was made, this was originally invented in Italy, and Due Millenove means 2009 in Italian. And but this came out recently. It's called the Arduino Uno. These are easier to find. They don't really make those Due Millenoves anymore, so Arduino Unos can work too here. So yeah. So you also have Unos as well as Due Millenoves, which look very similar, but you even have different kinds of Arduinos, like this Arduino Mini, which is a super small version of the original. And it's so small to program it, you need one of these things that you have to put on a breadboard to connect. And you also have these cool shields here, like this LOL shield, lots of LED shield that fits on top, so you can make animation, different kinds of animation here, or games, whatever you want to do. It's completely, hackable. And I also have this 3x3x3 LED shield that I made. And there's also things called proto shields, so we can put in stuff on it here so you can prototype. So, but basically, to get started with the Arduino here, what we're going to need here, bottom line is, all you're going to need here is an Arduino, an LED. This is a light emitting diode that you can find these at your local electronic stores or online. But I got this one from Radioshack, or in this case in my parts bin. And you're also going to need a USB A to B female connector. Get that, and this end, it can usually be found in most USB printers. This is what's going to connect to the Arduino. So this is really, really simple. So to plug the LED in, LED stands for light emitting diode, and as you may or may not know, it requires 3 volts to go. But the Arduino makes 5 volts, and if you go a little bit above 3 volts, it's going to completely make the LED blow up. I hooked this up to a 9-volt battery once, and it completely blew it. So make sure that you don't go above 3 volts. And LEDs have polarity, which is, if you hook it up wrong, then it's not going to light. So they have 2 leads. One of these is the longer lead. That is the anode, or the positive lead. And then right here, the shorter lead, that's the negative lead, or the cathode. Now we can see this LED work in action here by, I'll flip off my lights here, then I'll attach it to here. And if we do it right, here, I'll flip off the light here. As you can see, it's lighting. So yeah, that's the LED there. And how we're going to hook it up to the Arduino here is, we're going to take the longer lead and we're going to plug it into digital pin 13 here. which is the positive. Now normally we would add a resistor, but pin 13 already has a resistor, and resistors lower the amount of voltage, so it doesn't nuke the light. But you don't need to add a resistor because pin 13 of the Arduino already has one. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the longer lead and plug it into pin 13, or the one just marked 13, and plug the other one into ground, or also called GND. And you're done. Wow, that was really easy, wasn't it? So, all we need to do then is plug this into a computer and program it. So, I'll show you up on the computer and do that right now. So let's go to our computer where we can program it. So here I am on my computer where I've got the Arduino Ide already installed here. It doesn't take too much. You can go to www.arduinocc.cc and you can go there, or just look it up online, you can find it. And so I've got my Arduino with my LED and the programming cable plugged in. I'm going to take the USB end and plug it into the USB port on my computer. You should start to see things light up on the Arduino, as you can see here. So what we're going to do here is I've already opened the IDE, and so what we're going to do is we're going to go to File, Examples, Basics, and click Blink. And then we're going to see a pre-written example sketch here that we are going to upload to this. So this is how it all works. This is where we connected it to, in this case pin 13. The void setup, this just shows that the LED is an output. And then down here, void loop. This tells that from this mark to this mark, that means it's going to repeat it forever and ever and ever until basically you shut it off. So, did it right, LED high. So, when we pull the pin high, or 5 volts, it turns it on. And delay for 1000 milliseconds, or 1 second. And then delay also means wait, and so the digital write LED low, this makes the pin low, or 0 volts, and then it delays for 1 second. And then it repeats back up to here, where it turns it up, turns it on, waits for a second, turns it off, wait for a second, and repeating forever and ever and ever. So, this is how we upload it. So we go up to here, where we just click upload, and then as you can see down here, it shows the progress of it, and it says compiling sketch, alright, uploading. And then right here, it can tells you if you have any errors, and once it's done uploading, then you can turn it off and see what it does. Check it out! When we plug it in here and turn off the lights here, it turns on for a second and off for a second and repeats until you take away the power to it. Isn't that cool? So, there are a bunch of other things that you could do, to start with it. You can make it fade, or make a knock detector out of a piezo sensor from Radioshack, kind of like this one a little bit. And you could also do it to make a display, or move a servo, or make a motor go, or do whatever you want. So yeah, that's how you get started with the Arduino. And here's a really cool book to look at, and also more description of how to do this. That's to go and read this really cool book. It's called Make Volume 25. It's a series of magazines. And in this issue, Volume 25, it has a bunch of articles all about the Arduino. And right here on this page, Primer, Make and Use an Arduino, it shows you how to make an Arduino, but more importantly, how to get started with it. And so then there are a bunch of other cool things involving Arduinos, such as, let's see here, the secret knock gumball machine, which helps you to get a gumball via a knock, and a bunch of other cool things in here. Not all of them are based on Arduinos though, but this is still a pretty good issue though. So that's basically, just check out that if you want to get more description, or if you don't want to buy it, you can always probably check out a PDF online so that you can figure out about, exactly a lot of description of how to do this. Well, that's all we have for today's episode. Make sure to comment on this video, subscribe, and make sure to go out and find your inner maker.